Hey everyone, it is I, SMG3 Fanatic. I'm gonna do something completely different this time around. So I watched Murder Drones and the Amazing Digital Circus, which by the way, you guys should go check it out. It's really amazing. And I thought to myself, GLITCHX is happening right now, so I might as well react to it. It has some of the characters. It will feature some of the stuff with Murder Drones, Hello the Boss, the Amazing Digital Circus, Spooky Month by Sir Pello, and that's pretty much it. I I do reckon there's one more. Hi. All right, everybody. I think a few people will be here shortly. Okay. Let's get through this. Oh boy. I really hope it doesn't crash this time around. It would be complete. It would go completely wrong if I Oh, there it is. I just need to present real quick. By the way, how are you guys all today? What? This would be like 1,001K just like that. Speaking of 1K, Fred the Catron has reached 1K recently. I'm really proud of him. It appears to be working. Awesome. Yo, what the hell's going on?
Hey everyone, welcome to GLITCHX. My name's Kevin.
I'm Luke,
and we'll be your host for today.
GLITCHX is an event about bringing the entire indie animation community together and
Hi,
celebrating all the
guys.
wonderful and amazing shows that have appeared throughout the years.
We have an amazing lineup, and you're going to see that everything that we have planned today all feeds into our one mission, which is to spread indie animation to the entire world. There's so many amazing stories and art styles out there.
The Amazing Digital
just waiting to be
Circus,
told that we feel can only
Black
be
the
possible
Daisy,
in the Western world
Spooky
with
Month,
independently funded
Hello
animation.
the Boss.
With all that said, we have an incredible program. Let's line it up and we'll go through all the fun segments today.
First up at 4:10 p.m., we have an AMA with Liam Vickers, where we will be talking about all things Murder Drones.
At 5 p.m., we'll be having an Indie Creators Roundtable with Liam Vickers, Gooseworks, Tracy Butler, Senor Palo, and Vivian Madrano, where we'll be talking about the state of indie animation and what it takes to make an animated show.
Next at 6:30 p.m., we'll have an interview and AMA with Gooseworks, creator of the Amazing Digital Circus.
At 7:15 p.m., we'll be having a voice actor game show with several amazing voice actors and hosted by Saber Spark.
Finally, at 8:15 p.m., we'll be making a big announcement.
We are really excited for the show today, and we hope you guys enjoyed as well. But before we begin, we have one announcement we want to make.
Oh, that's right.
Run the clip.
Huh?
Glitch is here to revolutionize and synergize the way we do content strategy. We have innovative...
Oh, hell no! Kevin, what did we say about talking like that? Bad. Let's show them what we're actually all about.
Glitch is an independent animation studio which we founded with one main goal.
To make unique animated shows and tell stories that could never have existed in the Western world without independently funded animation.
Through this and supporting indie creators, we believe we can help popularize indie animation as this incredible creative community capable of introducing new stories and art styles that no one has ever seen before.
So please join us here at Glitch. We have so many shows to share and plenty more to come.
Your support means everything to us, so let's grow this entire community together.
Crap, I think I killed him.
Uh-oh. R.I.P. Kevin.
Ooh, Ooh.
Guys, we're in a new set, and as you just saw, we have a brand new trailer.
That's right. The old trailer was very, very old.
Yep, that was there since we started the company, started the channel.
Yep.
And we think since then, we've evolved a lot.
Yeah, we definitely know what kind of stories we want to tell.
Yeah,
and the
definitely.
kind of
You guys
company
have
we want to
evolved a
be.
lot.
And we think this new logo that you saw really encapsulates all that energy.
That's right. We have new branding all around, and it's just a refresh. We're very ready for the next steps of Glitch, and we're ready to take that step with you guys.
That's right.
And without further ado, Luke, why don't we begin GLITCHX?
Let's go. Let's go into the first segment.
It's Liam Vickers.
I watch Murder Drones off camera, and I love it.
Hello.
What's going on, everyone?
Hello.
Welcome to the first segment of GLITCHX.
I am so excited, Kevin.
We have our incredible guest here, Liam Vickers, creator of Murder Drones. How you doing, Liam?
Hey, I'm doing good. What's up, guys? Cool shirt, Luke. Average
Oh,
shirt, Kevin. I
Oh,
see where
no.
your allegiances lie.
You like the plush toys? We got
Yeah, I
some
love 'em.
Plush fellas back here.
Hey,
Look at
look
you.
Look at him. Wow. Very cool setup.
So-
No, you guys look classy. This is cool.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a very fun segment today. So Liam, we have some burning questions we really want to ask you.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And you're gonna do your best to let us know what's going on, what makes you tick.
Mhm.
A lot of Murder Drones related questions.
And then after our question, we're gonna pass it over to the fans, and they're gonna be giving you some questions.
Yep, we're gonna be doing an AMA, and there'll be some instructions later for the people watching, all the viewers watching abroad on how to do that. And then at the very end of this segment, we have a special announcement to make with you, Liam Vickers.
Yeah, I'm probably
That's
only
me.
gonna be here for
Yeah,
the Murder
okay.
Drones.
All right.
Sounds
Well,
like a plan.
sounds really good. Let's get right into it. Well, first things first, Liam, can you give the audience, maybe those who haven't seen Murder Drones, a summary of what Murder Drones is?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes. For those just dropping in, Murder Drones. It's a show. It's about, we got these like autonomous worker robots that were built to just operate heavy machinery. And do other people. And the story kind of follows them after getting abandoned.
What
it
year
kinda
does
follows
Murder
their
Drones
story.
take?
Of initial until sake all over the place.
Ooh.
And robot. And then she teams up with one of these.
The live recreation of Murder Drones.
Look at him go! Yeah, yeah. This is a full fidelity 4K Murder Drones episode right there. And basically follows their story, figuring out what happened to all these humans. What's going on here? Fair warning, it's a sci-fi show. I regret to inform you there is lore, but there's also lots of silly stuff.
Lore.
I am pleased
Where's
to
there's lore?
inform you,
You can't go wrong with Glitch
despite
under
being
lore.
sci-fi, it has nothing to say about anything. We have no point to make. Just
Aw.
Just
Amazing.
spooky, funny robot
Thank you
show.
for that, Liam.
So one of the big questions that all of us have been keeping on our minds for the entire year.
Mhm.
We did a podcast earlier this year, Liam, just before we get deep into things. We had a podcast earlier this year with me. And you mentioned in that podcast that we asked you, well, why doesn't N have pants? For
We see hands. We put it up on the screen. Thank you.
what is
No.
up with that?
not the
what's
receipts,
going on, Liam?
not the evidence. Oh god.
Oh, this kind of confirms
yeah,
we're getting Murder Drones season 2, I think.
The biggest mistake of my career.
Oh.
Like none of them were gonna wear any clothes. And then it was like, wow. I mean, are they robots, or is this just a creative way to show a crap ton of gore on screen? Maybe they can wear clothes because that's a way to differentiate them. I think in a lot of ways they were like they're
For this part,
kinda
I'm only going to react to
smart-ish
the Murder
production
Drones
decisions in
segment.
terms of like, oh, they're all the same character. They just have different accessories, different clothes, different hair, stuff like that.
So,
So it
one
also
night
gives a way to
I'll
like, make
react
the drones
to,
different. But yeah, it was basically just
So
like,
you
you know,
made
they don't need
you
pants. Why would they do that?
this
They just
segment.
need just enough clothing to differentiate them. But then turns out, it was a trick. I was keeping you guys on your toes. We can do pants.
Of course.
Technology is
Of course.
amazing. We
The
can do
old
anything.
William switcheroo.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I remember motor drones used to be like very different from its inception.
Yeah.
How did
It's very
you-
different from Meta
why
Runner and
motor
Sunset
drones? How did it all
Paradise, that's for
start?
sure.
Yeah, I think like the original premise again was like I think a deep-seated fear of CG production and like the kind of what has to go into making a
By the
show
way,
with like a high
I
scope.
did
So
see
the
some
original
of
thought,
Meta
oh
Runner
man, the good old days,
today, and
was like, all right,
got
you
me
know, robots
emotional.
are easier to
As for
animate and model.
Sunset
you know,
Paradise,
taking kind of the Pixar approach of like,
it
we
was
can do
very
toys.
forgettable.
Like, people are
I
gonna look
didn't like
nightmarish,
it.
but we can do toys. Similar
Yeah,
kind
do
of
we have
stuff,
do we have an
inorganic.
image of that? Do we have an image of that? I think we might have an image. But keep going.
I love that. Yeah. And originally it was like a way to purely make it easier on production. Was like let's do robots. Also, I'm just a fan of non-human things that are still kind of human like, but you know, have their own. But yeah, and then it was set on a snowy planet because I think that's a little easier on like texturing. Like the whole wasteland aesthetic is leads itself to minimalism. So basically, the original idea was
snow.
Yeah, they used to be like this big, right? Like I remember. If the worker drones you were gonna have like original human size, and
like Toy Story, right?
They're gonna be like tiny little, it's like the exception of Toy Story where Buzz Lightyear was like a little bean.
Yeah,
those were gonna be the motor drones, right?
Woody was this horrifying monster. Yeah, I think originally, it was kind of like going for like a little bit of like a Pikmin approach almost, where like I think in my brain it was like, ooh, it'll be a reveal. Like we'll think not like a big reveal, but it'll be just like little hints that they're like kind of smaller scale than like people. But then it turned out they need to interact with people, and the story kind of became its own little thing. So they were scaled up over time.
Got it. Wow, really cool.
Oh, by the way, guys, thank you all for coming for to watch this live stream. It's just basically.
What's your favorite moment for Motor Drone so?
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of them. I think what's so fun about the show, I think, is like, I would consider it a loosely strung together series of sets, which means I always obviously really like doing the horror sequences. I think my favorite beat that I still feel like lands pretty well, and I think was kind of a big like oh shit moment, which is always really fun. Is I think in episode 2 there's a moment they shoot they hear some spooky sound thing and they shoot a missile kind of into the darkness of this kind of storage area they're in. And I think the sound design, the animation, and just like every team really put it all together to like have this spooky moment of like revealing this unknowable horror kind of in the darkness. And I think we've done, even more fun, more spooky, more impressive stuff. But I think just that moment as like kind of like it helped me determine like, oh, cool, this is kind of what I want the show to feel like. Like I want more of these kinds of moments. So yeah,
totally.
That's really cool.
That's exciting.
Amazing.
So, bunny question from me. What happened to Thad? He was we see him in
where's Thad?
Where's Thad?
Yeah, where'd he go?
Episode 2 and 3, he just disappeared
What are you on about?
All the fans, Liam.
It was too powerful. Yeah, I think he was a character I think from kind of an earlier inception of kind of the show's premise. I think like season 1, I think show's still kind of being what it is, like its tone.
I have
two,
I think, because
kind of like
says that
truly
season
monster
1
of the week type thing.
I'm thinking there's
he
season
would be
2.
a character like the stakes in the characters kind of outgrew kind of just going to school. It's hard to just there's crazy
outgrew go to
insane
school.
eldritch stuff happening. So it's like, all right, Dad, you stay in school, be a good
Be a
child.
good small
We'll come back to you
people.
later.
There used to be a big plan for that, right? Like maybe we can tell the fans or tell the audience what episode 2 originally was going to be.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was
going to be very different. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe you can disclose what you want to disclose, but I remember Thad was going to be a big part of that as well.
I don't. That on screen.
Yeah, give me some Thad. Give me that boy. He's so wholesome. I think the other thing is like,
Aw.
I mean, every character is wholesome. I think that's part of what I like
Yeah.
to try and
Even
push forward
Uzi's
Murder Drones is,
wholesome.
Like, sure, there's it's a very edgy show technically on the surface, and like there's a bunch of stuff happening, but like
Yeah.
the characters all are pretty straightforward, well-meaning people.
For sure.
And that's a lovely child. I don't super remember honestly the original episode 2 premise.
You
Do you
wrote
have
the
a
whole script for it.
Yeah.
You wrote the whole thing.
It was a zombie invasion.
I mean,
Yeah, then you
Yeah,
it's
picked up
been
the
a
script
long
and you're like,
time,
"Nah, I don't want
so
it,"
it
and you
makes
just
sense.
threw it out. You worked on that for so long, you just burnt the script. You're like, Jane,
Yeah.
we're turning Jane to an eldritch monster instead.
yeah.
It was the zombie invasion.
Yes,
that.
yeah. I think there's that very like initial like, ha, do you get it thing that I tried to make work a bunch of times of like the zombie virus because it's a computer virus.
Computer virus.
And really tried a few iterations to get that story to work with the whole eldritch possession thing. But I think the zombie stuff always gets a little close to like
Sorry.
mind control narratives, and I just find those kind of not always super satisfying because it feels like it just kind of takes the agency away from the characters.
Yeah.
And I think there's definitely a way to do it. I just couldn't figure it out in the episodes that we wanted it, so pushed in a different direction. But yeah, definitely that
Ups and
I am
downs.
Regretful. Our poor beautiful boy. But if it makes you feel better, he just gets to like hang out. Like he doesn't have to deal with the horrors of the world, so he gets
That's
to
true.
play sports and things.
That's the best ending for Fred. Just playing sports,
Yeah.
not worrying about what's going on
Oh.
outside.
So
Yeah.
so on to the next question.
Yeah.
We last left off Uzi and they're down in an elevator in somewhere deep and dark. What's next for what's next for our heroes that we can tell right now?
Yeah. Well, so it turns out that was all a dream. They wake up. Oh wow, that was crazy.
A dream, eh?
Hang out for a little bit.
Oh, cool.
No,
And it's back to high school shenanigans.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
back.
That's back. That's the main character.
Yeah.
No, we the opposite of that. I think the series as it progressed, which I think is it is intentional. I would say we gone from I think supremely silly to supremely kind of self-serious. We're still very silly, but we're really trying to
We went from
kinda...
Weenie Hut Jr. to Salty Spittoon.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone, each show has
so
runs
we're
of
having
humor.
fun kind of dealing with the drama now. We got to torment those poor boys. They deserve it because of something. I don't know what, but trust me, it's good. This is good.
You're the antagonist.
Yeah, no, it's
Awesome.
very cool. I'm really excited for the next episode. You guys are gonna it's gonna be a good one.
Awesome. So we're gonna
I'm
more
really
of a-
looking forward to see the next episode of
question
Murder
related to you,
Drones.
Liam. I know how you love those questions,
Mhm.
but we've always want to know, how did you get into animation? And like, what's been your journey from drawing your first little guy all the way to here, to where you are now? Making
Right.
Murder Drones?
Yeah, so first it was little guys, and then I was able to draw slightly bigger, and that was a big help because it was too small. You can see, you
That's
need a
right.
microscope.
Yeah,
I
everyone
started. I
starts
think my
somewhere.
initial kind of like of filmmaking was like, ooh, filmmaking. That's right. We're not making cartoons; we're making films, baby.
No, you betrayed us.
The visual effects, so like big explosions and stuff, and I think that was my way of like kind of covering up child me and my child friends god awful acting and storytelling abilities. It's like
I
well,
always come back.
don't worry about that though, but here's this big explosion.
Everything was.
But yeah, that's kind of where my initial
Just like
interest
Buffy
came from,
2023.
kind of compositing and VFX. I highly recommended. It's super fun. After Effects, woo.
Oh.
And then from there, it kind of
Uh-oh.
became like, well, this is great, but also I'm really, really into telling more of the story side of stuff. So that kind of great artist. I'm definitely not the best character designer. I'm not
Hey.
super specialized in any of those.
Hey,
like,
it makes you feel better, nor am I.
art skills, but I really put a lot of tokens into kind of storyboarding, which is for those who don't know, it's basically just like, I think the best way to think of it is like a comic kind of, you're doing comic panels
Yeah.
that the animation will then use kind of as a base to work from. It's kind of the best, very simplified way to think about it. But yeah, so I really got really into that. I think it's super fun. It's kind of the stage of the animation process where you
I really don't plan on
kind of are
animating
getting these
anytime
characters
soon.
acting. You figure out like
But
you know how they
it does
deliver a
give
line
some
and
great
like how
advice,
that acting
though.
changes the intention of the line, as well as
I know
and,
some
like,
people
you
who
know,
want
the
to
flow
animate.
and feel and pace of the world, and we'll never stop. Yeah.
How did so you made your own pilot all by yourself before this, right? Called Cliffside.
Yes.
What was that? Was that just a way to exercise your storyboarding, or
Like definitely
everyone
my
has their
goal
own
for a long
unique
time
way to
was
story.
right to like be a showrunner, to make a show, and I figured the best way to like
you're living the dream, baby?
well, look at me go.
Y'all continue to watch this. I gotta go take a crap. I'll be right back.
And now I'm here. Yeah. So Cliffside was basically basically like I don't know if I can I make a full episode? And turns out you can't sleep a whole lot, but you can do it. I think it was a nice way to go through the whole process, because it was for people who don't know, it was basically just like in college where I went. So I went to an animation school, but it wasn't specifically an art school. It was a school that also had an animation program. Anyway, you kind of get a course where you get pretty much like a year to just make a thing, which is great, because how often are you afforded just like a year of time to like kind of just do a thing you're passionate about? Super awesome. Very lucky to have been able to do that. Anyway, so I just worked on that during that time and tried
to thesis film.
It was like a thesis film, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So like the funny thing is, like, that is the piece of content we saw on YouTube that drew us to you, and like that was the reason we first reached out to you, which is incredible. That you just like you were at home. I'm assuming you were at home at the time, or in college or wherever. You're like, I'm just gonna make a thing. You use some software. You made your own indie pilot,
and then we were like, what's that? That's really cool.
And then we brought you aboard, and then 2 years later, we're working on a full 3D animated show together. That's wild that we can do that now, dude.
Look at us go. No, it's been really great, and I think it's been really awesome because that was a very different experience, because it was it was all me. I had super awesome, like I had a great sound designer on it, and I had somebody helping me with backgrounds who was a super awesome artist. But for the most part, it was a lot of just me doing everything by myself, which is awesome in its own way, because you get kind of a lot of that control. And I think that for better or worse, I think that's kind of the most like boiled down my voice thing that I can imagine. And versus Murder Drones, which is very much more like a team thing, which in a lot of ways is super awesome, because not only is it less stress, but it's also like other people giving their ideas, like turn it into something that is surprising even to me, in very good ways. So it's awesome.
Thank you, Liam.
So we're gonna hand it over to the amazing audience. So guys in chat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up an AMA. How this is gonna work is just type your questions you have for Liam now.
Of course, there are so many fans watching. We want to get to them all, but we just can't. So we'll try our best. And please do not write any comments that might.
We're not gonna answer anything that will get us canceled, or that'll be too spoilery for the show. For very obvious reasons, but we'll answer some good ones. So start getting them in now. And we'll chuck up our first question.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ooh.
Liam Vickers.
That's me.
Okay, that's Dad.
Hello, Dad.
Konoya asks, how do drones grow? Like from being a baby to a toddler, etc., etc.
Oh boy.
Right. This deep lore. The real answer, the quick real answer is you're thinking about it? Don't think about it. You're thinking about it? Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. That's not part of this. But I think it's very much kind of the idea of like they're basically just they're super like human analogous, right? So it's like they kind of go through similar stages. So they start out as those weird little pill babies. That's just like, all right, we got this like neural network that doesn't know what's going on. It's like a little sociopath creature, kind of like children are. And we don't want that thing to have, the strength of industrial machinery. We probably should not give that thing limbs in a grip that could like squeeze the life out of somebody. So it's a pill. Don't worry about it. Think about your actions for a bit. And then I think once they're a certain maturity. Who decides that? I don't know. Should they decide it? Or is there abuse of power going on there? We don't know. That's again not the
Up to
show.
interpretation. All right, fair enough.
But yeah, I think you put them into progressively like more capable bodies. It's very similar to that. Oh God, what was the studio? Anyway, it's called Robots.
Robots?
Yes, that's a great
Was it
great
Blue
little
Sky?
silly movie.
Yeah.
It's a Blue
Yeah,
Sky.
Was that Blue Sky?
I think.
Or DreamWorks?
Oh no, Dream.
Oh
DreamWorks?
man,
All I remember is
look at us.
Robin Williams being
The animation
Fender and
community,
Like,
they're gonna-
I got 2 noses.
gonna
I got 2
kick our
noses."
butts.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Next
yeah,
question.
similar vibes.
Next question.
Yeah.
Let's pull it up.
Okay, Nazma Asia asks, how did you come up with the animations of their mouths? So like the mouth style.
Super
animation.
cartoony. That's
Yeah,
right.
very cartoony.
Yeah,
Sonic.
that's fun. Yeah. I mean, I really just I don't know. It's just how I do the
On
thing.
Like the
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have that
lots of-
signature smile that you do, right? Like that
Totally.
big-
There's a big old grin.
Yeah.
Very fun. They're really happy about how happy they are. I don't know. But yeah, so I kind of have a style that I draw stuff, which was very, be inspired, where you can just kind of put the mouth wherever you want to really kind of push those expressions. And it's really it was super on the rigging and modeling team, like was able to translate that into 3D, which I think
Shout
is,
outs to rigging and modeling team.
let's freaking go. Yeah, it's not a super easy task. It's easy to draw kind of whatever you want because no rules, baby. But in 3D, it's like no, but can it actually do that?
It was really funny because like Liam has like this tiny. He likes drawing these
Yeah.
tiny little mouths, and they go from tiny to like massive mouths that span the entire face.
Imagine
Yeah.
this, trying to grow this mouth into like a
Yeah.
giant smile.
That's hard in 3D.
Very hard.
It's really
Very
hard
hard.
in 3D.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
So yeah, big props to the team. Yeah, the style is just kind of what it is, but I do think it's super awesome. Yeah, what the team was able to do in terms of making that cartoony style really work with the characters and make them feel cohesive and not like because I think that's the fun of 3D is like it's so easy to make stuff look just nightmarish, just the worst.
That's great.
But hopefully
Awesome.
it looks pretty good. So I'm proud of
Right.
that.
All right, next question. We have, let's pull it up. Agent Umbra asks, if you could have the drones meet other series robots, what would they be?
Or who would it be?
Who would they be?
Other like other.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's what the question's asking.
Yeah.
Yes. Who do you want to cross over with? What other robots do you want to cross over?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
with?
trying to think if there's any like robots that are really stuck in my brain. I'm trying to think if there's.
from robots.
I feel like
SpongeBob robot.
they would go well with like any of the like super angsty Transformers, which I feel like there's a lot of because they're like, we got the weight of the world on our shoulders.
I think Uzi would go great with Transformers. I think it should be fun.
There's
Yeah.
like a giant power scale question there, like with Optimus
Yeah.
Prime versus N-Win,
Yeah, I think it's very similar where you're like, oh, silly, like silly. Oh, the car turns into a robot. That's fun, and it's like, no, it's not fun. It's very, very serious. So very similar. I think they
Yeah.
would get along well.
Awesome. Any other robots?
I mean, I like my life as a teenage robot was a fun show.
That was a fun show.
That's good.
I
Big
wonder. Probably a
inspiration
lot
for
of
me.
the. I think they had a lot of fun with like the mechanics of like the main character being a robot and being able to kind of
Oh.
like pull wacky robot stuff. So there's probably
Awesome.
some definite inspiration there.
Cool.
Cool. Next question. Let's pull it up.
All right. Pixel asks, how large is the range of weapons that the murder drones can have?
Oh, it's
They're
it's
armored.
very Batman utility belt. I think it's
The
like,
word is Deus Ex Machina.
yes, plot centric. Yeah, I think it's kind of whatever they need. We like kind of get into like why they can do that a little bit. But yeah, the kind of idea is it's kind of like manufacturing those items as they need it per
It's
situation.
a literal hammer space, like
Yeah.
pulling it from hammer space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, really just
I
able
saw
to Looney Tunes it.
N had a phone in like one of the videos released. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's everything there, man.
They got phones. I know it's kind of wacky because it's like, couldn't they just? Aren't they computers? They should just like. Shouldn't they have just like telekinesis basically, or whatever the thought beaming to each
Yeah.
other? Why do they need a physical phone? But I don't know because
the internet, like they can message each other.
the
Yeah.
interwebs. I've heard of that.
Oh,
Justin asks, how long can the murder drones last without oil?
ooh, good question.
Oh, Oh, that plot thread we definitely didn't drop.
Wait, real quick before we answer this, just
Yeah.
the whole oil thing that we did set up in the pilot, that was going to be like a massive sort of plot thread throughout the season. And we
Yes.
sort of like we were setting up the murder drones ultimately to be vampires, right? And that was the whole lust for oil thing that set up, and then we sort of took a complete right turn from that plot thread.
Yeah, I think yeah,
But there's
I
an
think
answer for it though. There must be an answer, right, Liam?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I think so one, there's the practicality of, again, just kind of the power scaling of like, all right, are these guys who like kind of want to eat one person occasionally? Do those really start stacking up to the villains who are getting more and more kooky, crazy bananas? And then the other side of it is just like, yeah, just like if what the plot focuses on, because it's like that is an area that is probably still a struggle, and there are probably like dilemmas to focus on there, and that could have been the show. It doesn't mean it's not happening in the background, it's just not what we're seeing. So it's that's my way to justify how we moved away from that in terms of what we're showing the audience, because in terms of like importance to kind of where I want the story to go, it just ended up being less relevant. But yeah,
I'm gonna assume Anne just has a little apple juice box with the oil in it on the side.
Yeah. They're snacking.
I love just speaking of that. I love the little Easter eggs you put in on like how the murder drones like eat. You know, like sometimes you see them with batteries on like a stick, putting them over a fire.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how hard it is to not include a food gag at some point. I think just as people were like, food, that's a big part of our experience on this planet, is eating stuff.
That's true.
And so it's very tempting to include food gags. And I held off for a little bit, but eventually, this silly battery stuff
Hey y'all,
had
I'm back.
to come in.
That was really.
Let's go to the music composition for the show thought of.
Ooh, freaking AJ, our super amazing composer, theme in mind, which was like that very kind of simple, hooky, dramatic kind of theme. I'm super,
dramatic,
and I think AJ as well was super keen to kind of meld minds with me on this. But I'm very very into themes, so I like it when it's like kind of the same melody played with different kind of like colors, kind of like different tonal like intentions to it.
I think I heard
other
many
musical
shows are like, a lot of shows are like that.
But yeah, a big fan of that. So I think like the original kind of idea was like having this main theme for kind of what we originally think is like it's kind of the murder drones theme, and then we're like, oh no, maybe it's actually what's controlling the murder drones, and then it's like, well, what is that? So it kind of plays into the mystery of like, what is this theme? What is it for? That sort of stuff. So I think that was kind of the initial conception, and then I think it was just kind of a matter of AJ and I kind of thinking about references, like what sorts of music like really inspired us and felt like it worked for the tone of the show, which is like this very the serious presenting where we're very dark, everything's dramatic, but the characters are very kind of like more grounded and silly with stuff. So that
like
kind of
you,
meant,
Liam, just like you.
yeah. So I think it meant that like we wanted the score to be very over dramatic and like super played straight, like very gothic, you know, kind of darker, like electronic type stuff. So yeah, and then basically I think it's a great question for AJ because he's amazingly talented, and I think he crushed it. Like the score is so awesome, and it's such a big part of the show. So
yeah, he added like in the recent ones, he started adding like choir in the background.
Yes.
So it adds to it so much.
Yeah, that was definitely something we want to do because like again, it's one of those like, haha, get it type of things where it's like they're robots. Weird to hear humans singing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
Is
kind
it
of wanted that disconnect.
Let's go on to the next question.
Yeah, let's move on. Next question asks, who would win, murder drones or Peppino Spaghetti?
Oh.
Is his last name Spaghetti?
Is his last name Spaghetti?
Is it? Liam, is Peppino's last name Spaghetti?
Liam, do you even know who Peppino is?
Oh, thank goodness you said that because no. What
You
is
ever played
that?
Pizza Tower?
Do you not know Pizza Tower?
Did he not know Pizza Tower?
Is that the main character? Is that the playable character?
Yes.
Okay. Look at me, uncultured gamer, fake gamer over here.
The
I
answer is
don't know.
Peppino would win. The
Okay,
Peppino would
probably.
win.
His
He would
powers
make a
seem wacky.
pizza. He would make a pizza and it would be like, damn, all right, win. You know what? Just give me the pizza.
Does N like pizza?
I think.
Does N know what a pizza is?
Conceptually, yes.
Does Italian cuisine exist on Copper 9?
Man, we're asking the real questions now. We gotta pause. We gotta freeze frame. We gotta zoom in on all the destroyed buildings and see if we got some pizzerias in there.
Yeah.
Aw.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know, I guess.
Never
even
know.
Liam doesn't know.
Even
the
Liam
answer to
doesn't
that.
know. We'll go on to the next question then.
All right, let's move on to the next question. Chris asks, how did the drones gain emotion? Did they always have them? Did they always have their sentience?
Right. That's a good question. I think the idea is that they have a sort of sentience that's necessary for performing tasks. It was kind of a basic limited version, and I think we've implied that the kind of disaster that happened on the planet that left them kind of stranded kind of played to their like adaptive kind of AI. It starts with like you need a sort of intelligence to not like fall over, to know if you get pushed, you should put your leg out, like that, those creepy Boston Dynamics dogs. You need a sort of intelligence to correct yourself. And the idea of the robots in this show is that they have that, and it kind of like it expands to like keeping them alive in various circumstances. So if the entire planet of humans is wiped out, they're gonna start prioritizing self-preservation, and that kind of is what led to this kind of mere human society that they had, because that's just kind of the environment that they were left with. That's the basic idea there. And then we see even on like Earth, like we kind of have the, like,
tomorrow
kind
night
of
I'll
butler
react
drones
to
that
the
are kind of
Digital
like
Circus.
these kind of
Then on
sentient type
Saturday night,
guys,
I'll
and then you have
react
these
to
kind
the,
of more damaged drones
Teenage
that
ants.
Tessa is
the
collecting.
game show
that,
segment
like,
with the voice
kind
characters.
of once they're
like
kind of messed with enough, that kind of adaptiveness takes over, and if they're kind of like taken care of in a way that like leads to them being more humanish, they'll kind of grow towards that direction. Kind of the idea. If I had to,
That's creepy and also very.
It's terrifying. What if that happened in real life?
I mean, it's kind of one of the things of like it's a silly sci-fi trope, because like I don't want my toaster to have feelings. Like that doesn't help it or me. But it's fun. It's fun for shows.
Makes for a fun story.
Awesome. Let's move on to the next question. All right, Overcharged asks, where did the inspiration for the Raptors come?
Oh,
I love the Raptors.
Sentinels, the Sentinels.
Yeah,
Actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the idea, like the idea for like just the basic concept of them was like, we need something that has been designed, because initially we think, oh, the murder drones were created by humans. Spoilers, they weren't.
okay, y'all. I was gonna react to more of his, but I should probably take it easy on reacting to streaming on this reaction, because tomorrow I'm gonna react. Well, I think that's about here for here. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. You notice what's going on with the subscribe button. Now every time I say subscribe, it'll turn to a rainbow color. Now isn't that cool? Anyways, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Tomorrow night I'll react to the Amazing Digital Circus segments. And I'll see you next time. And later, losers.